It's white. It's beautiful. Color Fast here just next to the shop. Absolutely killed it on this thing. It's amazing. It's so much better probably in person than it looks on camera, but I am just so stoked. We got to get this back over to the shop. Jay did an awesome job handling this whole project. I can't wait. I'm so stoked. All right, it's back. It's back and it's white and it's ready. So what, we got 3 weeks before we have to leave?
3?
Yep.
Okay. That's not a problem.
That's not a problem?
Not a problem.
It looks so good. Another huge arrival from Big Duck Club. Huge shout out to RJ. This stuff's looking really nice this year. Some big improvements to the things coming out of the Big Duck Club factory. We've got full carbon doors now. Oh, these are awesome. I mean, they're so light. This is great. I bet they're like 40 pounds lighter. Super excited about that. We got a fresh dash. Now, I've already got a dash mocked up in that car from Mia, so maybe that'll go in Mia, but man, that is nice. Super nice. All right, today we've got to put in the WiseFab spindles. So these are going in because it's getting a little hard to find non-bent M3 spindles for the back of these drift cars. WiseFab sent these over. They're pretty awesome. Annie, what you doing? They're pretty awesome, but they do require a few things. So one is you're gonna need a hub and bearing cartridge. I'll put a link to these down in the description so that you can easily pick a set up for yourself. I've got a quick clip of heating up the bearing and freezing the hub and pressing these together. Pretty simple operation. And then we just get to bolt these onto the face. Now in here, there are some recesses for the hardware to try and give you some clearance from the axle. Now I'll be using some of these G-force axles that I picked up from Seems Legit. They are extremely beefy. These are the last axles you'll probably ever need to buy for a drift car, which is why we run them. I've had one set on Mia on the old Pro car for 2 years. With no issues. So I picked up a fresh set of these Outlaw axles. So obviously there's not going to be any clearance issue here, but the bolt head ends up right about there. And if you have the tone ring on these, you're going to have problems. Now without the tone ring, you just need a bolt that can fit in this recess. So these I've milled down, and basically I laid these down until it was just touching the corners of the head of the bolt. These are 16 millimeter heads. They're 10/9s. These are E46 caliper bracket bolts. So super easy to find. You pick up a set of these, grab your grinder, grind them down a little bit, pop them in, and you're not going to have any clearance issues. And you don't have to worry about these stripping out like some of the Allen headed ones that some other people have. So let's get this together and we'll see how it fits. All right, work's over. Projecting has resumed. The boys are here. Chris and Josh are here. Josh is rapping. His new rap company. Josh's Raps. Chris is making some nitrous lines.
Yep.
Fresh nitrous bottle lines, so they're not just going all over. I'm putting on some suspension. We got the new WiseFab trailing arm bits. I'll slap those on there. I got this one up. Seems to work and fit great. Still got to make some caliper brackets, but we'll get to that. Getting there. Starting to get pretty good. Steering columns in, pedal. There's a lot of stuff in. Woohoo! It's here. Hey, it's got your name on it.
Oh yeah, it's mine.
It's
You can
yours.
borrow it.
Thanks,
Just
bud.
use it now.
Just for a little while. It's time for final assembly, but there's one big thing that's missing on the car, and I had to fly in the A team for this. B team. This is B team's. This is our best effort. I had to bring Andy in. Andy and Alex. Alex was over there fixing Josh's wiring. Give him like 10 minutes. I'll have it all done. Have it all working.
No problem. By 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock tonight. Yep. New harness bits, engine harness, so then we gotta do a PDM harness. Me and Chris are just trying to catch up on car stuff. He's got a lot of the body work now all mounted, the hard stuff. There's one door over there that works. I need to help him get the battery cables installed. The motor's back. This thing, I've got one cover off. Look at this. Wagner went all out, got this thing freshened up for us, and made some custom valve covers with hidden coils. So this side's on the other side, I've got the coil pack off. The coil packs are mounted all in these units. Oh, all the bolts fell out. Pretty slick setup. Cannot wait. It's amazing how much better this thing looks. It's gonna be rad. Anyway, a lot of work to do, so back to work. All right, you got it figured out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty happy with what you get? No, Andy, that'll... Andy! How do you know where it all went?
We'll figure it out later.
I'm just gonna
This is just way easier. There.
Oh, why did we should have just bought? We just started with your
There's
own
no
wires.
time. There's no time.
I need the connector.
You don't. Oh, okay.
Oh, breaking stuff. So speedy, Andy.
It's pretty simple. Simple V8. There's not many sensors.
I think everything's just simple for you when it comes to wiring. I mean, it's all just wires. I get it. It's just that a lot of people can't keep track of that many in their head all at once.
And they're color coded. I don't have to keep track of any.
That is the convenient part.
It's just kind of a mess.
Is that
This is
that's all that you're not using?
This is what we're not using out of that old harness.
It's like most of it.
Yeah.
Weight savings.
Yeah.
Yeah. New car's lighter now.
They wire it up to like, I don't know, just every.
But all my stuff. You know, my stuff. Took out all my good stuff. All right, Andy, pause the music. You're being demonetized by the second.
I don't know how.
I can feel the Oh, the lights turned off too. Yeah, the lights turn off every few hours to kick me out of the shop during work business hours. So I don't lose track of time. All right, quick car update. I don't know what I've done, but I can show you what Andy's done. Burning stuff.
Getting close.
That's
basically it.
pretty much a whole engine harness. Oh my gosh, it's so much nicer than it was. It's gonna look a lot better when it's on it, but
It looks so tiny.
it is tiny. And then
Just enough.
bulkhead connector using the Amphenol connector.
Yep.
Got a cool little 45 pin connector. Yeah, sweet. Make things simpler but also harder.
Harder initially. A little bit.
Yep. But yeah. Water pump's off. I need to make the dash 20 adapters for that. And let's see, where else are we? I've been putting in some power wires. Doesn't look like I've done anything. I swear I've done stuff.
This stage always just feels like
Make sure those are actually routed so it doesn't matter how it hinges. Mounted the keypad. Chris said I had to put it up top, so it's up top on the little box that I winged. I got there you go. There's the main power connector now. Another of these Amphenol Radlock connectors, 200 amp. A couple of those on the car to make things simple. And I threw the seat in there just to make sure the keypad was in a good placement. But, oh, we got the Nardi wheel on there. Waiting for my Momo boys. Where you at? Got the sweater on today. Got the hoodie on today. Waiting for the new Momo wheel to come in. Take off. We're not gonna run the Nardi. I mean, that's pretty sick. All right, what do you got here? So that's the old one. That was my handiwork.
Yeah, and probably what?
Was also
fire on a couple times.
Yeah, it was 2 years of.
A few revisions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was a few revisions from the years, but new hotness. Not bad for a day's work. No, you got here like about this time yesterday.
Oh yes. Okay, so 24 hours.
It's okay.
24 hours. It's one day.
A normal work day.
Yeah.
Half a day.
Sure.
Technically, you know. Pretty sweet. So that's firewall. We've got a few extra things that we can throw into some pins in case we need them. And then everything to run an LS. Quarter of the way there.
Get the engine ready?
No, I'm working on it. Give me a minute. I'm close. Swapping them over. All right, I've lost Andy. He had to go home. So now I've taken over wiring, which is why it's all messy again. He actually cleaned up when he left. But I am cruising along. Pretty much no issues so far. Just taking a bit to get in the swing of things. Got some my power run to my rear PDM. Got the new Amphenol connectors, which are freaking awesome. Oh, I already got it zip tied. Cooler when they work. Inner PDM connector. This is where Andy left off with all of this. Huge chunk is knocked out. Chris is putting up lights. Got some interior lights going up. Some more interior lights. Oh, where they are. Well, they'll be here on the roof. Need to light up this area so we have a way to see while we're working. I did forget a ground stud back here, so I kind of winged a ground stud right there. Winged a ground stud. Might do one more. I've got all of the sub harnesses except for one done. Got my DR25 harness. Grounds integrated in. Okay, that's for the Type S. That goes under the car. And then this guy here does the rear right lights. And then I've got one more harness that I need to do that goes to this Amphenol connector. And that connects everything together and does the fuel pumps. It's a little more complicated, so getting to work on that one right now. All right, I finished this area last night. So we've got all fuel pumps and interconnects between the front and the back of the car. In the dividing section, there is still some work to do on wiring in the interior. Switching to the back, I have these harnesses pretty much done and routed. They go to the rear lights, fuel gauge there, of course the fans. That PDM is right there. And then there's a little track that runs under the radiator where you can kind of pass wires between both sides. That PDM is also running the underglow and the water pump. Now, I do have to pin these still. So there's a, let's see, an underglow channel over there and then some over here. So still a little pinning to do there. Bottle heater plugged in right there. Cut this off, put a DTM connector on that. Things always get a little messy with the interior lights, but there's you know, the buttons to control the interior lights. There's two up there and there'll be two in here. Trying to finish up the engine bay power distribution harness. So it is just putting the pins on. I've got my trusty X1 carbon here with the pin out that we worked on last week. Big thanks to Andy and Alex for making this super easy. Really all I have left back here is to pin this Amphenol connector. And that connects right down under there. We did take the blower off to do some plumbing changes. Wanted to change a couple things under here that I couldn't reach. And it also made actually wiring this stuff up a little easier. We did move the nitrous pressure gauge in here. So it's no longer on the motor rattling around. There's the quick disconnect, right? The dry brake for the clutch. So let's see. Yeah, this harness runs around here. So there's high and low beam for that side. There's a high and low beam over here. The front underglow wire. Let's see, intercooler. That's intercooler. That's underglow. And then I've got some DTPs that connect to the main intercooler fan. So nice to have some of these upgrades. Anyway, I got to get to pinning that connector and get back to work. All right, kids. It's getting a little late tonight, but had some time by myself while Chris is out of town working on stuff. Made up some scrappy heat shields. Not my best work, but you know, OE BMW. So there's that. These are hammered flat exhaust heat shields. Anyway, that's done. So yeah, well, yeah, obviously I pulled the motor out quick, and while it's out, I figured I'd put the blower back on it. And the heat shields, a little more on that side because of those fuel lines and stuff that coming through there. I finished the handbrake plumbing, finally got the dash 4 feed. Let's see. Yeah, there it is in all its glory. Ready to rock. Anyway, I'm gonna finish basically reassembling this thing fully since it's easier, and then I'll put it back in, put it back together. I've got a new fresh angle kit and wiring's done. Not like 1,000%, but it's pretty close, right? That's all done. Everything's all pinned, connected. I quickly just threw the kill switch on for a second and saw like the keypad light up and stuff. So we're in the ballpark. Tightened all this, tightened all the connectors, all the hoses back here. Kind of starting to go crazy, but what is it? The 27th of March, right? So a couple days, need to get this thing running and on the dyno. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're double laptopped up. Got PDM, we got ECM. First, I just turned it off so we can crank for a second. We're plumbed. Chris is confident. The underglow's ripping, apparently. I'm nervous, but we're gonna have to hit the start button and see if we can crank for some oil pressure. Woo, that lithium battery rips. Those fresh battery cables and that lithium battery rip, huh? I don't know, the ECM's still off.
This cap is so easy to remove.
We'll fix it. Filled up, we're actually running an oil cooler like adults this year. I bet we need more power steering fluid now too. I don't know about that. Oh jeez. She's good. She lives. Sounded great.
Wow.
Not too bad.
That's pretty sweet.
One dyno, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. We gotta figure out a throttle.
Throttle. That's just gonna be you with a ratchet strap, I think, bud. Yeah, exactly. With earmuffs on, trying to not get hit by the belt flying off.
Exactly.
ready for America?
For America?
America.
God, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, you might want to go home.
Cops are gonna be here real soon.
Not enough liters in all those things. Like,
Oh, come on.
I got like 2 of those
I
in
don't
there.
know, the power thing.
Yeah, I could use a turbo. Hey, my catch cans are in the back. Check it out.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's another right there.
Are you worried about fluid settling in the down section?
I am.
Okay.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Do what?
It's a risk I'm willing to try.
Fair enough.
If it works, it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
That was the only thing I was worried about. Was just
I know.
And then it causing the backup, backup.
There we go. Is that what you wanted? All right, video update. Car's on the scales. We actually put it on the scales a few days ago and it was like way too light. So, I mean, that's awesome. The old car was like 180 pounds overweight. So I didn't think we'd even get there, but here we are. And yeah, the car is actually pretty much perfect. So, yeah, so the car is too light. I made just a couple heavy things for the car. I put the big lead acid battery back in it, and I used the maximum allowed 60 pounds of ballast. And now we're at 3130, which is just 30 pounds above our minimum weight, but it has a full tank of fuel. And we could lose 40 pounds of fuel pretty easily. So we're in the ballpark. We're at minimum weight. The car is on the rack. Amanda's tending the driver's seat right now. And it's wrapped, almost. Got a couple things, graphics and stuff. But man, can't believe it's even this far along. We got just a couple days before leaving for Long Beach. Need to get this thing on the ground and go drive it a little bit.